and contentious. Kevin.
That's right. Not only does Iran continue to deny shooting down the Ukrainian airline's flight, officials are claiming it's scientifically impossible.
It's impossible.
Several intelligence agencies have found compelling video and other radar evidence that does point to evidence that the plane was in flight and then hit by Iranian surface-to-air missiles. This reporter authorized to speak to international media tells Euronews the chief of Iran's aviation department says if Canada and the U.S. have that proof, they need to show it to the world.
He said that he wants Justin Trudeau of Canada, as well as any other authorities in other countries involved in this, to share any information and intelligence they have on this with Iran, help let the truth
the British
be known
get up
by
a few hours earlier than us,
Canada
and they fucking already uploaded the
citizens
videos.
in the crash would be invited to oversee the investigation, along with officials from Boeing, the maker of the jetliner. However, as we hear from CNN's Fred Pleitkin in Tehran, the wreckage has already been cleared from the crash site because area residents apparently were wandering through.
One eyewitness describing the scene there yesterday as anarchy. Clearly, the authorities trying to get that under control now.
Canada's Transportation Safety Board confirms it had planned to send investigators possibly to the crash site. Iran says it expects the full investigation to take over a year. Kevin Meisner, 680 News.
Once people have planes and shit, can't you just get in and go? Because are they going to deny you the right to land there? What are they going to do if you go there?
Plane tragedy. A candlelight vigil will be held outside the Iranian Women's Organization of Ontario headquarters.
People aren't fucking gangster enough here. I'll be in a bunch of pussies to the Prime Minister.
Last night in North York, 680's Mark Douglas reports from Mel Lastman Square.
Grief was mixing with anger for those who came out to these vigils to honor the dead.
It is very heartbreaking to see the loss of life. I think everybody is sad. That is not accepted. But I will pray for them.
Mayor John Tory spoke at the first of the two vigils outdoors in Mel Lastman Square, where the fountain was surrounded by candles and flowers. Tory asking the people of Toronto to rally around the families and the loved ones of those who were killed.
And I hope we support them. And we support them in a time that is going to be a very trying time for them, because they will need that support. They deserve that support. But they're good people who are helping us to build a great community here in the most diverse city in the world.
About 300 people came out and braved a bitterly cold wind to show just that kind of support. From Mel Lastman Square, I'm Mark Douglas.
680 News Time, 7:35. Another day, another escalation in the standoff between teachers and the province. As 680's Alex Bloomfield reports, Thursday brought two new developments.
Talks breaking down between the province and the main Catholic Teachers Union. It means teachers at Catholic schools province-wide will begin an administrative work to rule campaign Monday. Public elementary teachers have been doing that since November. They are now set to go beyond ministry activities next week, no longer supervising extracurriculars or field trips. The Elementary Teachers Federation of Ontario sending out an ultimatum as well. If no progress by next Friday, rotating walkouts will begin the following Monday, January 20th. Public high school teachers are expected today to announce another walkout next Wednesday. In a statement last night, Education Minister Stephen Lecce says union leaders promised their escalation would not impact students and their learning. Regrettably, they have again broken that promise. I'm Alex Bloomfield.
680 News Time, 7:36. If you've been looking for a weekend to stay inside and declutter the house, or just an excuse to plant yourself on the couch for some binge watching, this might well be it. Our Carl Hansky joins us live from the beach with the reason why. Carl.
Okay, then up to 100 millimeters of rain is expected to fall today, mostly tomorrow. That's 4 times the amount we normally would see all of January. That is people in low-lying areas like here at the beach preparing for possible flooding, because every time there's lots of rain.
It's a lake, especially right at Lakeshore and Woodbine, because you have the pool there. So it looks like the pool just let out, and now the Lakeshore itself is like a swimming pool. It's horrible.
This homeowner is clearing out his eavesdrops and downspouts and trying to ensure his basement doesn't flood.
Can never be too careful.
With so much rain expected, people and pets are being advised to stay away from rivers, streams, and shorelines. And drivers heading down the bottom end of the DVP.
I'm expecting a big flood for sure. So I try to stay off of it.
We'll keep you updated. Reporting live in the beach, Carl Hansky, 680 News.
680 News Time, 7:38. New developments this morning on the Royal Rift. Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, is back here in Canada with baby Archie, while husband Harry stays in Britain to deal with the aftermath of the couple's post-Christmas holiday bombshell announcement. Our Jamie Pulfer's here live with the latest. Jamie.
Yeah, Paul, this is real-life drama that has the next season of The Crown written all over it. Meghan and Harry drawing a line in the sand, undermining the Queen, stepping away as senior members of the royal family. The Duchess now back in Canada with baby Archie, who had apparently been in the care of Meghan's best friend Jessica Mulrooney here in Toronto, while his parents flew back to the UK to make their jaw-dropping announcement this week. Harry is still in the UK. He's on cleanup duty, according to CNN's Max Foster.
Prince Harry's going to spend the weekend, presumably, locked in some sort of a negotiation with his brother, father, and grandmother to try to find some sort of way forward. Interesting that the Duchess won't be here for that. I'm sure she'll be kept in the loop from Canada.
So I'm now asking if Harry and Meghan can actually be fired from the royal family. That seems unlikely, but what remains up in the air is what happens if they can't reach a compromise with the Queen. Reporting live.
I don't understand what exactly they're refusing to do.
Coming up at 7:41, westbound 401 west of Morningside Collectors. The left lane is blocked with a collision. We'll have traffic and weather together.
Who would ever call them out for it?
Alpine Credits. I'm looking for a home renovation loan, but do I get to see the rates first?
Yep, we're 100% transparent.
Okay, what's your greatest fear?
Dancing in public.
What do you find hard about relationships?
Being honest about when I'm hurt.
Can I have a loan?
Yes. If you own your home, you're approved.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved, and we're afraid of dancing in public but not of showing our rates. They're posted at alpinecredits.ca. Alpine Credits. Some conditions apply. Fisker license 12616.
City streets, there's a collision in Wilson west of the 400 at Clayson, causing eastbound delays. A collision has been reported also on Dixon at Kipling.
680 News Time, 7:40.
Mom, Dad, come outside. There's a camera crew in our driveway holding a giant check for $1 million.
So do we have to?
It's kind of cold out.
How frigid.
Not everything is worth rushing out of bed for this new year, but Sleep Country's Boxing Week sale is. Plus, start the year off right with incredible prices on duvets, pillows, sheets, and more. And get a Hot Buy Queen mattress with built-in cooling gel technology, just $369. But hurry in store or online. It all ends Tuesday. Sleep Country, all for sleep.
Happy 2020, Sun and Sadie's worshippers. This year, resolve to vacation better by booking an all-inclusive vacation during Sunwing's $1 million beach blowout sale. With millions of dollars in savings at top-rated resorts and award-winning service every step of the way, there's never been a better time to vacation better. Don't blow your chance to enjoy unbeatable blowout savings. Book by January 10th with your travel agent or Sunwing.ca.
680 News Time, 7:41.
Time for 680 News. Traffic and weather together on the ones for Air Canada. Up in Chopper 680, here's Jordan Kerr.
New issue on the westbound 401 west of Morningside in the Collectors. Left lane blocked to the crash. It's jamming up approaching Morningside to west of it in the Collectors. Express lane's not jammed up yet, but after that is slow west on the 401 approaching Markham Road to Kennedy, ultimately Expressing Collectors. Now seeing delays starting from the 404 in the Express approaching Leslie Collectors on and off towards Avenue Road. On the eastbound 401, still very heavy from Highway 25 to Trafalgar going through Milton. We had the earlier issues around Guelph Line. They cleared up, and then all this volume just went through here and just has not recovered. Eastbound 401 is slow after that from Mississauga Road to east of Avis, 427 to Weston Expressing Collectors, then east of the 400 to east of Kiel Collectors. And watch out east 401 approaching Avenue Road, the Collectors. The ramp lane blocked to the stalled vehicle. Cruiser on scene. From the 680 Traffic Center, Eva Francescatos.
It's still quite slow going if you're eastbound on that Gardner Expressway from Parkside to Dufferin. Eastbound 4-3 delays through Dundas. And if you're eastbound on the QEW, just a minor slowdown still over top of the Burlington Skyway. Southbound on the 410, still slow from Sandalwood all the way through to Queen. Other than that, looks pretty good heading towards 401. Air Canada's worldwide seat sale is still on. Until January 13th, you can save on over 200 destinations worldwide. Book now at aircanada.com or contact your travel agent. Next report is at 7:51. Here's a check on the forecast now with Jill Taylor.
We've got a gusty southwest wind this morning. It's very mild. We're already close to our guaranteed high, 8 degrees in many areas. We'll have the showers at times, rain tonight, and the temperature steady near 8 degrees tonight. And then for tomorrow, rain, strong wind for Toronto and areas to the southwest. But just north of the city, even just north of Highway 401, we get into that mixing with freezing rain, ice pellets, and snow. Could see significant ice accretion, especially over areas to the northwest like Orangeville. Morning high near 9 degrees, then falling temperatures tomorrow and clearing a lot colder Sunday afternoon with a strong wind. Right now it's cloudy, 6 degrees at Pearson, 4 and cloudy. Strong wind at 680 News, our guaranteed high, 8.
680 News Time, 7:43.
Now the Scotia iTrade Market Minute.
Over to Mike Apple at the 680 Business Center. How's it looking, Mike?
And Paul, we've got right now a positive performance on morning markets, but it'll all be a focus on 8:30's update on the U.S. and Canadian labor market statistics, whether or not the gains are extended or pulled back. Right now, we've got all the benchmarks here in North America starting the day at record highs. The jobs data, though, all important when we're talking about interest rate policy going forward. The price for oil is up 17 cents at 59.73 in what has been a volatile week for the energy trade. The Canadian dollar at 76.53 is down by a tenth of a cent. At the Business Center, I'm Mike Apple.
Direct invest with Scotia iTrade. Get up to $1,500 cash and $6.99 pricing, or up to $500 free equity trades. Details at scotiaitrade.com/winter20.
Still to come on 680 News, what's on the agenda as the 2020 budget process gets underway at City Hall.
680 News Time, 7:44.
Thanks for calling Reliance Home Comfort. It's Jeff. How can I help you?
Hi, I know it's midnight, but my furnace just quit.
Well, don't worry. We can fix it fast. Or if it needs replacing, our featured furnace comes with no monthly payments or interest for 2 winters, a free Google Nest Learning Thermostat and Nest Hub, and our next day or we pay $500 installation guarantee. When you need help fast, call Reliance. Conditions apply. Financing OAC. Interest accrues 18 months after installation. See website for details.
Eat well, live better. Hi, I'm Miranda Malasani, spokesperson at Nature's Emporium. 100% certified organic produce, fresh made meals daily, and smart options down every aisle. From nutrient-dense to allergy-friendly to eco-conscious. Nature's Emporium is home to Giuseppe's Juice Bar and Bistro. Plus, we offer clean cosmetics, York and Halton region's largest selection of nutraceuticals, and a team of health professionals in all 4 locations. Visit today, naturesemporium.com.
This is All News Radio, 680 News.
Showers today with a guaranteed high of 8 degrees. Good morning from the 680 News Broadcast Center in downtown Toronto. I'm Catherine Jeté.
I'm Paul Cook. Here are the top stories this Friday morning.
Iran denies shooting down a Ukrainian airliner and is calling on Canada and the U.S. to release data backing their allegations that the flight may have been downed by a surface-to-air missile.
Hundreds gathered at vigils in North York last night to pray and remember the 63 Canadians killed in the crash. Another vigil is set for tonight near Fairview Mall.
The GTA bracing for wicked weather this weekend. We could get 4 times the amount of rain we usually see in all of January in just a couple days. Could be freezing rain, ice pellets, or snow to the north.
For these and other stories, go to 680news.com.
Time now for 680 Sports.
Cold, wet,
From Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
It's just going to come sideways.
ATP Cup, it's a first-time thing in Australia, but it won't be the last to open the season in tennis. The Canadians hearing it from a loud crowd in Sydney last night during their quarterfinal loss to Serbia, to the point where during Denis Shapoval's match with Novak Djokovic, the umpire had to stop everything and lecture the crowd and ask for respect. Serbia moved on. Djokovic was taken to a third-set tiebreak by Shapo, but it is Serbia that advances past the quarterfinals. Jeannie Bouchard's run at the ASB Classic in New Zealand is over. She lost her quarterfinal as well. A goalie goal last night in the NHL. Pekka Rinne of the Predators, the first to do it since 2013. Preds win 5-2 in Chicago. The Habs have lost 8 in a row. They lose to the Oilers 4-2. Leafs are off until Sunday in Florida. Raptors are off until Sunday against the Spurs. Neither playing tomorrow on a Saturday. That's weird. 4 Canadians were taken in the MLS Super Draft, led by Hamilton's Ryan Raposo, who went 4th overall to Vancouver. TFC's first pick, 19th overall, Niall Higgins from Ajax. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour, or any time at home at Tim and Sid now on TV and radio. Sportsnet 590 The Fan.
680 News Time, 7:47.
Julie?
Hi, I'm Max.
Are you the pizza guy?
Me? No, I'm a professional dream coach. Say, how would your Friday night change if you won Friday's Lottomax jackpot of an estimated $33 million?
I plan a little getaway.
Little?
Okay, a huge getaway. I'll travel the world learning dances like the samba, the can-can, even break dancing.
Yes, the world is your dance floor. Friday's Lottomax jackpot is an estimated $33 million. Across Tuesdays and Fridays, you can dream to the max.
This is Lana Duke with Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You've heard me say, if it doesn't sizzle, send it back. Why is the sizzle so important? Well, we broil your age-prime steak at 1800 degrees and serve it on a heated plate so it stays hot and juicy for the last delicious bite. You can actually hear your steak sizzling from across the room. 3 locations to choose from.
I don't think I want my food to be that loud.
Dixon Road and now open in Markham.
This health report is brought to you by Cold Drops.
One drop for temporary relief of sore throat and nasal congestion.
Cold Drops.
Cold Drops are available at Metro pharmacies near you. This product may not be right for you. Always read and follow the label.
680 News Time, 748.
2 health advocacy groups have launched a public awareness campaign taking aim at how flavored vape products are marketed to children. The hidden camera spoof from Heart and Stroke and the Lung Association features an actor posing as an ice cream truck vendor, handing out some sweet-sounding flavors to parents and children.
So we have Vanilla Mist, Double Chocolate Dream, then we also have Cotton Candy Yum, Blue Raspberry. Good one, Blue Raspberry, yeah.
But as the salesman hands over the treats, he boasts they're infused with a surprising ingredient.
There's 28 milligrams of nicotine in a cup or a palm. Hey, Siri, there's nicotine in the ice cream.
What would you
How dare you guys? Is that what called the cops on you guys yesterday?
The clip wraps with a shot of e-liquid containers featuring the same flavors and asks if selling nicotine-infused ice cream to kids isn't okay. Why is this? The campaign launched on social media this week and will run on television over the next 3 months. The Lung Association is urging a limit on the number of vape flavors that can be sold, while Heart and Stroke are calling for a full ban. Coming up in 60 seconds, we'll have a look at traffic plus how much rain we're going to get this weekend.
680 News Time, 750.
On January 12th, the Today Showstopper at TSC will be the Vitamix 7500 low-profile blender with an additional dry container for grains, nuts, and other whole foods, plus a flip-top smoothie bottle and recipe book. With its high-performance power and space-saving design, it makes short work of hearty soups and perfect purees in the large 64-ounce container. Watch for this exclusive bundle on January 12th when it's the Today Showstopper. Shop tsc.ca. Today's shopping choice.
This is your Air Transat flight attendant announcing
The sale of the decade.
Okay, the decade is only a few days old, but our European seat sale has fares to London starting at only $659. Our first sale of the decade ends January 22nd, so book now and start shopping for
Travel size toothpaste.
Go to airtransat.com or call your travel agent. Conditions apply.
Air Transat. Vacation is calling.
680 News Time, 751.
Time for 680 News, traffic and weather together on the ones for Joe Fresh up in Chopper 680. Here's George Curtin.
And we have one issue left. Westbound 401 west of Morningside in the collectors, 2 left lanes blocked with the crash. The west 401 is slow going, approaching Brock Street. Then for the 412 to approaching Salem, had jammed west of Meadowvale to west of Morningside in the collectors because of that crash. And the express is now starting to slow through Morningside, but not as bad as the collectors. After that, westbound 401 slows from Markham Road to Kennedy, alternately expressing collectors, and from the 404 on and off to Avenue Road, alternately expressing collectors. And it's heavier in the express through that stretch. Eastbound 401 still very heavy. Highway 25 to east of Trafalgar, a delay Mississauga Road to east of Mavis, 427 to Weston, both express and collectors. Then delays from east of the 400 on and off to east of Kiel in the collectors. Problems approaching Avenue in the collectors are clear. From the 680 Traffic Center, Eva Francescatos.
If you're on the southbound 400 approaching King Road, right lane is blocked off because of a collision. It's quite heavy going from south of Aurora Road to those issues. And then south 400 south of Rutherford on the shoulder, we've got a stalled vehicle. It's causing a slowdown from approaching Major Mackenzie. You'll also still find delays if you're using that southbound 410 from Sanawa to about Queen. Eastbound QEW busy over the Burlington Skyway. Guelph line to third line, a bit of a delay building through Mississauga Road to about Dixie. And it looks like eastbound on the Gardner Expressway still busy from Parkside all the way through to about Dufferin. After that, looks to be in pretty decent shape towards the Spadina and Jarvis ramps. Joe Fresh activewear for the entire family. Save up to 30% until January 16th in store and online at joefresh.com. Next report is at 8:01. Here's a check on the extended forecast with Jill Taylor.
Cloudy with showers and drizzle for us today, and a gusty southwest wind. Our guaranteed high, very mild, to 8 degrees, and we'll stay near 8 tonight. We'll get into that steadier rain tonight as well. And then not as much rain for areas just north of the city for tomorrow. We'll have about 15 millimeters tonight for Toronto, possibly 50 tomorrow, even higher amounts. But again, just north of the city, not as much rain because there will be more mixing with freezing rain, ice pellets, and snow to the north, northwest, and to the east. Morning high tomorrow, 9 degrees. It'll drop through the day to about 2 degrees, and then just -3 for Sunday afternoon with that freezing rain, ice pellets, snow very early Sunday morning, and then it'll clear out for Sunday afternoon with a very strong wind. Just travel not recommended at all this weekend with this messy, wintry mix of weather. Right now it's cloudy, 6 degrees. If here's some 4 and cloudy at 680 News, the guaranteed high, 8.
This extended forecast is brought to you by Bellier Brothers. Bellier Brothers, installing Trane, the most reliable heating and cooling brand. Bellier, experts in heating and cooling Toronto homes since 1908. Visit BellierBrothers.com.
Coming up at 8 o'clock, Iran demands proof that the Ukrainian airliner that crashed outside Tehran was brought down by a missile.
680 News Time, 7:54.
If you work hard and play harder, then the Covenant House Guts and Glory Team Obstacle Challenge is for you. This unique athletic fundraiser will help homeless youth while building team spirit and pushing individual limits. 45 teams of 6 will compete in the ultimate face-off. 10 top obstacles will test your speed, agility, strength, and power. You will feel the adrenaline. Do you have the guts? It's all about the glory. Raise more than your heart rate this February. Learn more at gutsglorychallenge.ca.
The 680 News Insider Club. It pays to belong.
This week, you could win a $100 407 Express Toll Route gift card to avoid congestion and save time on your way around the GTA in the new year. 407 ETR is focused on getting you where you need to go faster, so you can focus on the things that matter most to you. Enjoy $100 of free rides with or without a transponder.
Visit 680news.com for your chance to win and to sign up for the Insider Club.
The Budget Committee meets at City Hall today to begin discussing the 2020 operating and capital budgets. Tammy Sutherland is at City Hall with more.
Mayor John Tory saying in the past that the base property tax rate would not be increased over the rate of inflation. So we'll see whether or not that stands once city staff present their recommended 2020 budget. Now, we know that late last year there was already a property levy that was approved by council, and that will fund things like the 10-year housing plan here in the city, as well as TTC projects, and that will cost the average homeowner about $300 extra every year once that's fully implemented over the next 6 to 8 years.
The meeting gets underway at 9:30. Coming up in 60 seconds, a top-level management change at the Toronto stock market. We'll have the business report.
680 News Time, 7:56.
I want to hear about that, dude. I want to hear about Aurora. Come on this again. Damn it.
So the radio show we're doing, we're still talking about sports, of course. Sure. Got a question, though. Not a big deal or anything. Since we're on the radio, I assume clothing is optional?
You do know we're still on TV, right?
So that's a yes.
TMNC is serious about sports and fully clothed. Weekdays at 5 p.m. Watch on Sportsnet and listen on Sportsnet 590 The Fan through the Sportsnet app.
Over 500,000 Canadians are currently living with Alzheimer's disease. How can you help? You can help by creating a team with friends, family, or coworkers and fundraising together for the 30th IG Wealth Management Walk for Memories in support of the Alzheimer's Society on Saturday, February 1st. Join the largest indoor walk in support of Alzheimer's disease in Toronto. Visit walk.alz.to for more information and to register. That's walk.alz.to. Together, we walk.
Now, the 680 News Business Report. Here is Mike Apple.
An announcement from the Toronto Stock Exchange this morning, Catherine. The TMX Group's board of directors has announced that CEO Lou Eccleston is going to retire early.
in, quote, the best interests of the company. And this following an independent investigation that found no evidence that Eccleston engaged in sexual harassment or sexual misconduct while employed at the TMX. Now, the questions about Eccleston were raised as subject of an investigative report by Business Insider about his behavior while working at Bloomberg LP before joining the Toronto-based Toronto Stock Exchange. We'll be tracking this from market reaction. The TMX Group is a publicly traded company. Its stock at $110 per share. Again, CEO Lou Eccleston retiring early. His contract was up for renewal and may in fact have some market ramifications coming up today. Coming up, bottom of the clock in the next hour, we'll see the jobs report for Canada and the U.S., the December data that will move the markets today. We're coming into the session with the Dow futures pointing to a record start right now. But again, depending on what the economic facts and figures show, we may see a reversal of fortune or an addition to the current gains, which have the Dow poised to open the day above 29,000 for the first time ever. It's time now for the Express Gold Refining XAU.ca gold price update. The precious metal starting the session at $1,550 per ounce, and that is down by $4 US. The dollar at 76.56, down 4/100ths of a cent. At the Business Center, I'm Mike Apple.
Enjoy a great big winter welcome in New York City. Seize the season with Porter Airlines at a special offer called NYC Winter Outing. This offer includes 2-for-1 tickets to top attractions and Broadway shows, plus prefix deals at the best restaurants. Make it happen January 21 through February 9 by booking your flight to New York City with Porter Airlines. Visit flyporter.com/NY. Porter, flying refined.
Motherfuckers.
Tim Hortons Dream Donuts are here. Try the Dolce de Leche, chocolate truffle, or strawberry confetti today at Tim's. They'll have you saying, "You make my dreams come true."
Checking some regional weather conditions right now. In Brampton, it's cloudy and 5 degrees. In Hamilton, it's cloudy and 4. In Mississauga this morning, it's cloudy, 5 degrees there. And 4 degrees. Windsor, cloudy and 7. In downtown Toronto, it's cloudy, 4 degrees. 680 News is CFTR AM Toronto. It's 8 o'clock.
Exactly.
Breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News, Toronto.
Here are Paul Cook and Catherine Chattay.
Good morning. This is Friday, the 10th of January.
Here's what's making news right now.
Iran is demanding Canada and the U.S. show proof the Ukrainian Airlines flight was shot down by an Iranian missile. Iran claims that is scientifically impossible. 63 Canadians died in the crash. Anguish mixes with anger.
It is really heartbreaking to see the lost life.
At vigils in North York for the victims of the crash.
It's going to be a super soaker Saturday, and Toronto residents are advised to prepare for flooding.
A whole lot of royal tension.
This is completely Meghan's fault. She's in control and he's doing her bidding.
The latest on Meghan and Harry and their battle with the Queen, with the Duchess now back in Canada.
Shapo put up a fight against Djokovic, but Canada's run of the ATP Cup is over. And the latest from last night in the NHL Sports at 50.
A management shakeup at the Toronto Stock Exchange. Markets at record highs ahead of the December jobs reports. Business at 26.
680 News Time, 8:01.
Traffic and weather together on the ones brought to you by Monte Carlo Inns. Let's get airborne. Shopper 680 Jordan Kerr.
En route to the 404 and the 407, we might have an issue northbound on the 404, approaching the 407. Right now, northbound on the DVP is slow going from approaching Eglinton to York Mills, and then delays from north of Steeles to approaching the 407, which is fairly normal, except it usually goes to the 407 onto the Highway 7 ramp. So, again, we might have something here. Going to be checking it out. On the southbound 404, it's slow south of Davis Drive to south of Mulock. Very heavy approaching Elgin Mills to 16th Avenue. Then from Finch onto the Don Valley Parkway down to Winford Drive. And we still have a crash on the West 401 west of Morningside and the collectors. 2 left lanes blocked. It's backed up from west of Meadowvale, both express and collectors, but a lot slower in the collector lanes from the 680 traffic center. Eva Francescanos.
Southbound 400, just as you approach King Road. Great news, those problems have cleared away, so that's great news. Southbound on the 400 south of Rutherford, we still have those problems on the shoulder. Southbound 400, as a result, it is still slow going From about Major Mackenzie all the way through to, rather from Seth of Tetson right through to Rutherford. So give yourself some extra time through there. It looks like they're slowly starting to hook this vehicle up to the tow truck, and hopefully they can clear out of there shortly. But again, it is causing a delay as of right now. On the southbound 410 out of Brampton, still busy, Sandalwood to Queen. And if you're eastbound on the Gardner Expressway, still a delay as you make your way from Park Lawn all the way through to about Dufferin. Looking for a wonderful winter escape? Right now at Monte Carlo Inns, you can save 20% on a luxury suite. Go to MonteCarloInns.com and enter the promo code WINTER. Next report is at 8:11. Now with the check on the forecast, here's Jill Taylor.
We're continuing to watch this massive moisture-laden storm system moving up from the southwest. It'll bring rain, freezing rain, ice pellets, and snow to Toronto and the GTA this weekend. Right now, it's very mild. We've got a strong wind, cloudy, 6 degrees up here. So for 680 News, the guaranteed high, 8.
680 News Time, 8:03.
Aviation officials in Iran are denying the plane that crashed outside Tehran this week was brought down by a missile and calling on the U.S. and Canada to show their proof after leaders from both countries suggested otherwise.
680's Kevin Meisner joins us live on the search for answers in the wake of the tragedy. Kevin.
Well, Catherine, the head of Iran's team investigating the crash says if Canada and the U.S. do have evidence that the Ukrainian plane was shot down, they need to, quote, have the courage to share that information with the world. Prime Minister Trudeau and President Trump both saying that they have information from multiple intelligence sources indicating the plane was targeted by a surface-to-air missile. This Iranian reporter authorized to speak to international media tells Euronews Iran claims it's scientifically impossible for one of the missiles to have hit the jet.
Iranian officials say that if there was a missile involved in this case, then the plane would have been exploded right up in the air and the conditions would have been totally different. So any story of missiles involved is just a false accusation.
Ukrainian Canadian officials are hoping to examine the crash site, but as we hear from CNN's Fred Pleitkin in Tehran, the head of Iran's aviation department also says the wreckage has been moved.
He said that the Iranians had cleared both big and small pieces from that crash site over the past day and a half or 2 days since that crash happened. He claims that that is being brought to a large hangar for the reconstruction.
Iran says Canada and other countries who lost citizens in the crash would be invited to oversee the investigation, which could take upwards of a year to complete. Kevin Meisner, 680 News.
680 News Time, 8:05. Mourners are holding vigils to remember the Canadians who lost their lives in the plane crash. A candlelight vigil will take place tonight outside the Iranian Women's Organization of Ontario headquarters in North York on Shepherd near Fairview Mall. Other events were held last night. 680's Mark Douglas was at one of them in Mel Lastman Square.
Shame on Yohannes! Shame on Yohannes!
North York was the site for 2 vigils to honor the victims of the crash. The first was held outdoors in Mel Lastman Square. Panos came out to grieve for her friends who lost their loved ones, including a student at the University of Waterloo.
Our friend, that is the girl is Waterloo, and my friend, our friend is losing their life too.
Does coming into an event like this help you with healing and with closure?
That's why I'm coming, to try to help myself to get through that big tragedy that happened for Iranian people.
But perhaps 10-year-old Sina was the best to sum up the feeling of the crowd.
I wish that they never went on the plane till they couldn't die.
In Mel Lastman Square, I'm Mark Douglas.
680 News Time, 8:06. A new batch of internal emails made public related to the development of the Boeing 737 MAX show a company looking to cut costs for operators of the plane and trying to influence regulators. Mike Ethel reports from the 680 Business Center.
The emails, which were sent to U.S. lawmakers and the Federal Aviation Administration, show employees at Boeing with deep unease about the company's plan to avert the need for flight simulator training for pilots of the aircraft, claiming it wasn't much different from the previous version except for software changes. Those software issues and the pilot's lack of knowledge pointed to as the cause of 2 fatal crashes. One pilot working on the development of the plane in 2016 described it as being designed by clowns who are in turn supervised by monkeys. The documents, consisting of more than 100 pages of messages, emails, and memos, show the extent to which the company was pressing to keep costs down. Memo dating back to 2013 already had an employee discussing new software on the MAX, saying it should be described as an addition to existing systems rather than something new. At the Business Center, I'm Mike Apple. 680 News Time, 8:07. This just in, the 680 News. The former Conservative federal cabinet minister and Lieutenant Governor of Newfoundland and Labrador, John Crosbie, has died. He was 88. He was one of the most colorful politicians in the House of Commons back in his day. His family issuing a statement yesterday saying Crosbie was in declining health and they were at his bedside. Stay with 680 News for more on this developing story.
This is 680 News. Up to 100 millimeters of rain in just a couple days. The GTA bracing for potential flooding this weekend as a winter storm moves in. 680's Carl Hansky joins us live from the beach with news you can use. Carl.
Catherine, we've seen a little rain this morning, but a lot more is expected tomorrow. Up to 100 millimeters of rainfall expected, or 4 times the amount we normally would see all month. Here at the beach and other low-lying areas, that has residents bracing for flooding.
It's quite a swamp at work. When it rains, you need a boat to get from your car to your truck in the mornings.
You're expected to be a lake there this weekend?
Yeah, pretty much.
Residents are advised to clear eaves troughs and downspouts. This resident is also going home to clear away the sewer grates outside his house.
We usually shovel that, keep the leaves in, if there's snow, and
let the water go down in the sewer rather than in your basement.
Exactly.
Flooding concerns are so great, people and pets are being advised to steer clear of rivers and streams and shorelines, and drivers heading into or out of the city tomorrow should prepare for flooded streets and, of course, flooded bottom end of the DVP. Reporting live in the beach, Carl Hansky, 680 News Time, 8:08. We're learning more about what happened at Buckingham Palace right before the Duke and Duchess of Sussex went public with their plans to step away from their roles as senior members of the royal family. Our Jamie Pulver's watching the drama unfold as Meghan returns to Canada to be with baby Archie.
I read what they do. They don't do anything.
You come at the Queen, you better not miss, with Harry and Meghan crossing the head of the royal family, directly defying her wishes. Meghan, now back in Canada with baby Archie. He was apparently in the care of Meghan's best friend Jessica Mulroney here in Toronto, while his parents flew to the UK to reveal their big plans to step down as senior members of the royal family. Harry still there doing damage control. Sky News with this accusation.
This is completely Meghan's fault, and she's in control, and he's doing her bidding.
Royal expert Angela Levin tells us this is how this should have played out instead.
Okay, let's do it, but let's do it in a civilized way, and let's not be rude to my grandmother, who's nearly 94. And let me tell my father first and discuss it with him. And I think he should have stood up to her.
Now, Harry in negotiations apparently with his father, brother, and grandmother. Reporting live, Jamie Pulver, 680 News.
Coming up at 8:11, traffic and weather together on the ones, including westbound 401 west of Morningside Collectors, the left lane blocked with a collision.
680 News Time, 8:10.
All banks are the same.
No, it's not
Stop
happening.
banking.
You're not going to tell us nothing.
And do what with my money?
Try Duca instead.
What?
Duca Credit Union. It's better than banking.
That's what they all say.
But does